sanki stress regular feeling. But I said that was my
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
अभी ये थोड़ा पकड़ी है.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
जय जय राधा रमण गिरिधारी, गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी, जगदाधरमणि गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी
जय जय राधा रमण गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी
गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी
गिरिधारी
लाइव
श्याम
स्ट्रीम हो रहा है ये त्रिविक्रम स्वामी महाराज चैनल यूट्यूब चैनल कौन सा चैनल त्रिविक्रम स्वामी कीर्तन एंड लेक्चर हाँ वो महाराज उधर बैठा है ना उनके चैनल
नंदनंदन मुकुंद मुरारी
नंदनंदन मुकुंद मुरारी
गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी
जय जय राधा रमण गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी
जगदाधरमणि गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी
जय जय राधा रमण गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
एक साथ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन
जय गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन
प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय
जय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल श्री गिरिराज धरण की कृपया हाथ जोड़िए नमस्ते गिरिराजाय
नमस्ते गिरिराजाय
श्री गोवर्धन नामिने
श्री गोवर्धन नामिने
अशेष क्लेश नाशाय
अशेष क्लेश नाशाय
परमानंददायिने
परमानंददायिने
नमस्ते गिरिराजाय
नमस्ते गिरिराजाय
श्री गोवर्धन नामिने
श्री गोवर्धन नामिने
अशेष क्लेश नाशाय
अशेष क्लेश नाशाय
परमानंददायिने
परमानंददायिने
नमस्ते गिरिराजाय
नमस्ते गिरिराजाय
श्री गोवर्धन नामिने
श्री गोवर्धन नामिने
अशेष क्लेश नाशाय
अशेष क्लेश नाशाय
परमानंददायिने
परमानंददायिने
श्री गोवर्धन महाराज की जय श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय
हरे कृष्णा। तो यहाँ पे किसी शाम कुंड है, यहाँ पे राधा कुंड है। जितने भी जेंट्स हैं प्रभु एक लाइन में गिरा जी का दर्शन करेंगे। बाकी जितने भी लेडीज हैं माता जी एक लाइन में गिरा जी का दर्शन करेंगे। मेरे हाथ में राधा कुंड शाम कुंड का जरा आपके ऊपर छिड़का जाएगा। कीर्तन करते करते शाम कुंड राधा कुंड को परिक्रमा करेंगे और फिर यमुना की तरफ जाएंगे। यमुना तो आप लोग यहाँ पे लाइन में आइए। गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन।
प्रभु व्हाट इज नाउ
Yamuna is the name.
हाँ हाँ दिस इज यमुना
No, this is Radha Kund.
गिरि गोवर्धन
Avanti is ahead where we
Okay.
crossed.
there is a Yamuna Arati Maharaj so they go to Yamuna and then they go to one temple
राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन
राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन
वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम
वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम
वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन ध्यान से आपका परिक्रमा गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम
कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम
कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम बोल गिरिराज गोवर्धन की
We go next. We should go to the temple and at 6:30 we can go
यमुना आरती होने के बाद मान मंदिर चले
जूझी इला नीचे
કરે ને એ બધા આંગળી લાકડીના ટેકે જાય પછી આંગળીમાં ગોળ પાડેલો તો બહુ વરસાદ
This is the cottage of Srila Prabhupada.
जगत्क्षेमदात्री जगत्क्षेमदात्री पवित्री क्रियानो पवित्री क्रियानो वपुरमित्रपुत्री वपुरमित्रपुत्री श्री यमुना देवी की। आइए श्रील भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर लिखित जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जगदंजन यमुना तिरुवनंचन। ये बहुत ही सुंदर प्रार्थना हमारे गुरु जी यहाँ पे करते हैं। जय राधा
They were like about the third of us outside. Couldn't believe it. Who are these people? How they're dancing. And there was other collars running out. I'm like, why people try to do that well? Nobody in the who cares about the congregation? We're looking for people who want to know. When they concentrate, that's the eye of the bird. Full-time service. Ram Jai.
किधर रखूं?
Namaste Saraswate Gurani Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Gauranga. Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Shri Radha Bihari ki, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Shiva Jaya, Jaya Gaura Chandi, Arati Kitana.
Nitai Goranga, Nitai Goranga. Nitai Goranga, Nitai Goranga. Hey, Nitai Goranga, Nitai Goranga. Jai Satinandana, Jai Satinandana. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hey Govinda, hey Gopal, Vishava Madhava, Madhaya. Hey Govinda, hey Gopal, Vishava Madhava, Madhaya. Hey Govinda, hey Gopala, Vishava Madhava, Madhaya. Dina Jaya Prabhu, Dina Jaya, Dina Jaya Prabhu, Dina Jaya. Dina Jaya Prabhu, Dina Jaya, Jaya Prabhu, Jaya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Rakshama Krishna 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 Parima Rama 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 Hey Rama 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 Krishna 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 Parima Krishna 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 Parima Hare Rama
जय कुंज विहारी
जय कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय यशोदानंदन गजानन यशोदानंदन गजानन यशोदानंदन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasana Gauravarti Shri Chaitanya Manvistam Shavitam Ye Bhutale Prayam Rupa Kadamaya Tadatika Tadatika Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasana Gauravarti
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Who knows exactly? I'll just speak a few minutes about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, a very simple philosophy. God is great and we're small. And our constitutional position is to assist him. Assist him in what? His pleasure. He's a loving person. He likes to enjoy in various ways. So many different ways he likes to enjoy. We can read about his pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam, how he enjoys in numerous ways. So our constitutional position is to try to make him happy. But because it's based on love, he's not looking for slaves or indentured servants or somebody being forced to serve him. He's looking for love. He's always looking, where is the devotion? Where is this from the heart? Does somebody love him? Then he gets attracted to that. And if the materialist persecute the devotee, then he gets involved personally. Just like he did with Draupadi. Draupadi was a pure devotee. She was always worshipping Krishna in that mood of love. And so when she was being insulted, he personally came with the unlimited sorrow to protect her. And he also took a vow. These people who didn't protect her, I'm going to kill them. But Krishna takes it seriously. He has feelings. God is not just some impersonal thing out there in the ether. Everyone's God, you're God. No, he's a person with personal qualities, personal likes and dislikes. So if we find out what he likes, and we assist him in enjoying those things, just like we know he likes Srila Prabhupada. Everybody knows. Prabhupada get Krishna's mercy. Nobody can do that. How can one man do what he did? In a few years, 10, 12 years, all over the world establish this movement. So, if we assist Krishna in pleasing Srila Prabhupada, then that would be a quick way to do it. That would be a faster way for us to get to mercy. We want mercy. If we're intelligent, we know we need mercy. We're not independent. We may think we're independent. Our neighbor may think he's independent. But everyone is bound up tightly by the hands and the feet. Just like now, we're sitting talking philosophy. What if there's no supply of air? How long will we be comfortably sitting here? So where's the air coming from? We're not making it in our factory. It's coming from the nature. Yeah, but whose nature? Krishna said, this is my nature. So we should recognize that we're dependent on him. They're two eternal. Nicha, Nichanam, Chetanam, Chetanam. They both have consciousness. But one is great and one is small. By constitution, we happen to be small. But due to illusion, we want to be great. We can't be great. Only God is great. Vibhu. And we're Anu. Anu means small. But we think we can be great. We'll be great politicians. We'll be a great, sort of in history they'll write about it. Napoleon. Who wants to? It's all motive passion. This desire to be great is simply motive passion. We can be great. By constitution, we're not great. But why are we trying to be great? Or why even we are trying to be the enjoyer? We're not equipped, just like we give the example of the hand. The hand is not equipped to enjoy the food. It has to cooperate with the whole body. It brings the food in the mouth, digests it, puts it in the stomach, and it gets digested, then it gets the nourishment it needs. But if it tries to say, no, I'm not going to cooperate anymore. I'm not going to put the food in the mouth. But you're going to dry up, you lose your strength. So that's our position. Instead of putting God in the center, Krishna in the center, we want to put ourselves in the center. It's a false ego, ahamkara. And therefore, the whole material world is a mess. Because everybody loves themselves the most, and they're always quarreling. Who should be supreme? Who should be dominated? We're not meant to dominate. We're meant to be dominated. The example is given there. Man comes home from work. He wants to enjoy his work. His wife comes home late. She's sleeping. So he wakes her up. But when he enjoys her, she also enjoys being enjoyed. Right? This is the arati. So when we agree to wake up out of our illusion that we're the Param Purush, that we're the Supreme, then we can enjoy healthy, proper enjoyment, which is to be enjoyed by Krishna. Krishna will enjoy it. It's like Krishna enjoys hearing Prabhupada's glories. He does. Because he's his Senapati, he's his Shaktivesh, you can say, living entity who's empowered by him. So he wants to see Prabhupada's glory. This is the mood of the Lord. He's Bhaktavatsa. He likes to see Arjuna win the battle. He becomes the chariot driver. He doesn't want to get the credit. He prefers it to give the credit to his glory. It's like Bhima. Bhima was fighting with Jarasandha. So he gave the credit to Bhima to kill him, like for killing him. He gave some hints how to kill him. But the credit goes to Bhima. He's the one who killed him. Jarasandha split him down in the center. They pulled each leg. And they separated. He had been put together by the demon Jar, so he was called Jarasandha. Anyway, there's so many pastimes like that. We have immense literature. Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many books are there. And given to us from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. His disciples, his Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, these people, Sanat Goswami, have given us so much wonderful literature. There's more than we can read in the whole lifetime. So please take some time, read these books, understand your actual position, and it's a glorious position. What is that position? Yeah, we're eternal fragment of the Lord. Eternal. And the nature of the Lord is full of knowledge and bliss. That's also our nature. We're meant to always be blissful, and we're meant to always be knowing what's going on. But because of Maya, illusion, we separate ourselves from that knowledge. Therefore, Guru comes. What is his qualification? Om Jnana Tinigandasya. He wakes us up. Om Jnana. Don't remain sleeping on the lap of the witch called Maya. Wake up, Jijaga, Jijaga, and come to the point of understanding who you actually are. Then you can be happy. Not like the Buddhists or the Mayavadis, they want to make you zero. They analyze the material world, they say there's no real happiness. They're right. So they say this, everything's Zen, everything good. No. If there's no happiness here, it's like minus one. They want to make it zero. But what about plus one? Real identity, real ego. They want to eliminate ego, but we say no. You do have an ego. You're a servant of the servant of Krishna. That's your identity. Ego means identity. You have an identity, but now you're accepting false identity as real. I'm a student, born in India, or whatever. Everybody has an identity. I'm blindly black. But we're not just body. This is the first teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. He knows things about the Father. We're this soul who has taken this body as ourselves. So this is an illusion. We're not this body. We can see practically. The body is changing from youth to old age. But we're the same person. We're experiencing that change. Means we're different in the body. Very simple. But the application is a little difficult because from time immemorial, we're accustomed to putting ourselves in the center. The child is born with that consciousness. On the plane, the 2-year-old child, 1-year-old, they don't care if they disturb 100 people. Because they feel inconvenienced, so they love to share their misery. Everybody's been in trouble on the plane. Why? Because they don't care. They only care about themselves. So this is what we're born into. Put me in the center. Me. But the injunction is Ishavasha. Krishna belongs in the center. If we put him in the center, that's our natural happy position. Otherwise, we'll go on suffering, birth after birth, millions of years. Again become an elephant, again become an ant, and then maybe after hundreds of millions, again get a chance to have a human form. So there's a great opportunity. We have this human form. We can make a solution. We don't have to come back to this place of birth and death. We get a spiritual body, eternal body, that we can enter into the spiritual world. Krishna promises, Janma karma cha me nityam evam tat tat tat. Naiti mama iti. We don't have to come back. Naiti mama. If we understand the truth, what? Janma karma. Krishna's Janma, therefore we celebrate Janmashtami. Krishna's Janma is not ordinary. We should appreciate it in so many ways. Janma and his activities are not ordinary. As a child, he's lifting Govardhan Hill. I was speaking in Orlando to a big Hindu man, and I was telling him what today is, or tomorrow is Govardhan Puja. We're having a celebration. And Krishna lifting the hill. And you know what he said to me? No, that's mythology, Swamiji. Krishna didn't lift the hill. He's a big Hindu. They don't believe their own Shastra. So we have to bring it there. We have the books. We have Prabhupada's books. These are the locals for the next 10,000 years. And we're ready to challenge anybody on the strength of these books. Why was Arjuna chosen to hear Bhagavad Gita? Because he's his devotee. Krishna Prabhupada was the recognized devotee. All the other people are like fireflies. They make a little light, but ultimately they go out. They have no sustaining power because they're not based on truth. The truth is very simple. God is great. I'm small. I'm meant to serve Him. Very simple. Okay, any questions? I'm challenging the whole world, starting here. Surrender to Krishna. This is the final instruction. Sarvadhamika. Give up everything. Mama come to my feet, and then Masacha. Don't worry. Krishna will take care of you. Have a little faith. He's maintaining everyone, but his devotee gives special attention. Like Job, like Arjuna. So many examples of it. Krishna will protect us. If we're doing Prabhupada's work, then Krishna will give us consideration. No questions, right? That's good. You shouldn't have a question. Because it's simple, clear, transparent. Prabhupada told us, it's like a blue sky, very clear. I was fortunate to have some association with Srila Prabhupada. I joined in 1968, got initiated in 69, and then Prabhupada sent me to London to help the devotees there. Because there were 3 household couples, and they were getting brahmachari, so they wanted brahmachari. So Prabhupada sent me. And because I was senior brahmachari, when Prabhupada came a month later, I was given the service of giving Srila Prabhupada a massage. So I did that for 3 months, and it was really life-changing, I can say, without a doubt. That having that kind of intimate association with Srila Prabhupada, day after day, all my doubts were removed, my lust was practically reduced to nil. Of course it comes back, but Prabhupada's body was so transcendental, just vigorously massaging it every day, and everything became clear. This is Srila Prabhupada's position. He can purify everyone. Therefore, we want you to read his books. He's there in the purports. He said, these purports are my emotional ecstasy. And in one place in the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada said, Narada Muni has kindly agreed to appear here on the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada is appearing on the pages of his books. Everybody can benefit. Everybody can experience Prabhupada by reading his book. I remember the first day I gave a massage, Sri Prabhupada seemed to be satisfied. But I said, Sri Prabhupada, I never gave a massage before, so I'd like to go to the library today and get a book. We were in London on how to get massage. The Prabhupada said, it's not necessary. You read Bhagavad Gita and Krishna will tell you how to do massage. That's our move. We don't have to go extraneously to do service. From whatever position you're in, you can serve Krishna fully with all your energy, all your heart, mind, and will, like what Jesus said. Thy will be done. And this way, you can become perfect. Just like when Haridas Thakur came into prison, the history is there. It's prisoners with him. Oh, he's a great man, he's going to get us out. But he can read their mind. He told them, no, don't think you have to change your position to make spiritual advancement. You can make spiritual advancement from any position. It just requires putting God in the center. But we're not interested in that. Just like now. We're giving class. Two people here. Where are the rest of them? Listen, just listen. Because it's easier to talk than it is to hear. To hear, you have to give attention, and otherwise they get up and walk out. That's okay. But my point is, to hear this message regularly, this is the process. Prabhupada said that was my qualification. Others used to go and come, but I used to hear the words of my spiritual master regularly. But that's, nobody's really ready for that. They come as tourists. They don't get in there to see the sights and then to eat and chit-chat. Because it's not ordinary food and it's not an ordinary place, but there may be some spiritual progress. But real spiritual progress is here. Regularly hearing. Therefore we give these books. Regularly read them. Regularly come to class. If it's available, somebody's giving class, you should attend. This is the process. Nietzsche and Bhagavata say that. By regularly hearing from the right source, then all the misgivings will go away. All our doubts will be removed. Otherwise, this kind of chit-chat in the background is just inviting time to devour us. I'll give an example. The frogs are croaking. And what's the result of that croaking? They're inviting the snake to come and swallow them. So the snake of time is swallowing us. As soon as we're born, we only have X amount of heartbeats, and we're using them. Today, we spent how many heartbeats? So you should use them carefully. Time is so precious. Don't waste time. Always be thinking how to serve Krishna, how to please yourself. This is our goal. We want to be ahaitakiya pritiyata. We want to be serving Krishna without interruption and unmotivated. Unmotivated means we're doing it to make Krishna happy by doing it for others. Nobody like us, and we're trying to make ourselves happy, but it hasn't worked. We're still running into trouble. Who can say they're happy? The richest guy, who's the richest man in India now? When I was here before, it was clear.
Adani.
Their life is also coming every day, one less day. Then how can they hold it? They may feel happy, sweet 16, but bitter 16. When they get old, then they lose their power to enjoy. How much can you eat? How much can you sleep? You sleep on a cot in a bed or sleep elaborately. There's still the same business there. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. The dog is doing it in his own way. So how are we different than animals? They also care for their children. The difference is we can inquire. Danta Brahma Jigyasa. Why is there suffering? This is the first one. Sanat Goswami came to Prabhu. He asked two questions. Kayami and why am I suffering? Who am I and why am I suffering? That's a good question. Nobody answers this question. Especially the ladies. Few of them here. But in general, they're not philosophically minded. But that's okay. If they follow a good man, then they can also go back. Just like, we don't say Draupadi was a great philosopher, but because she was following the Pandavas, headed by Yudhishthira, then she also went back to Dharma. But one who can inquire, that will give us strength. If we understand the philosophy. When Prabhupada was first coming, I was there, and sometimes he would stay in front of all of us, like how many are here? Maybe it was less than this. He'd say, so-and-so, stand up. Speak 5 minutes about Krishna. Or speak 5 minutes. What he understood of. Now one devotee, I was there. No problem, no, I'm not bothered. Prabhupada was ignored. You've been coming for 1 year and you can't speak for 5 minutes about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. We should know this philosophy. Another time, we were selling so many books, and Prabhupada came and he said, don't think that these books are only for selling. I'm printing these books for you. I'm publishing, I'm translating them for you, my disciples, my followers. not just a business that we're selling. And when we go on the street and we offer the person a book and they say, oh, well, what's this book about? No, I don't know what it's about. It's for you. Give me $10. And we have to know. That was Prabhupada's move. He wanted us to become conversant in the science of Krishna consciousness. It's not a very elaborate science. Anybody can learn. Another opportunity to ask a question? No one has any. Actually, it's good you don't have a question. This is very clear, like the blue sky. Another time I was giving massage to Prabhupada in London, and he got angry with me. Why? Because he had given the night before a program to the public. First time in London, maybe 300 or 400 people came, mostly Hindus. In London, there were those Hindus. This is 1969. So during the Prabhupada's program, he spoke somewhat in Hindi and English, but we couldn't follow. But there was one man who was getting, Prabhupada got annoyed with. And he spoke to him very strongly. He said, sit down, you are nonsense. And that was so Prabhupada, so bold. And I was shocked because when Prabhupada was very humble, to hear him speak like that, I was moved. So the next day, because it was a series of lectures, so I was massaging him, and there was going to be a lecture that afternoon or that night. I was massaging him. So I was massaging, I was thinking I'm getting him in shape for another knockout performance. Massaging and talking, massaging and talking. Somebody said, no! And then my hands like froze on his body. And with another voice like a child, he said, I am simply a humble servant. Srila Prabhupada and I were wrong. I am just a humble servant. And this voice was like a child, 7-year-old boy, from way in his heart. But how is it Prabhupada could think that he's just a humble servant? Because he was always remembering his spiritual master, Krishna. He was always Krishna conscious. Therefore, in that relationship, he was a humble servant. He didn't assume that he's something more than a link in the parampara. Insignificant, he made his. Of course, we know he's not insignificant. He sent a specific person for a purpose to establish this movement all over the world, which he's doing with the help of the disciples. We appreciate the work being done here to bring people to Krishna. So I got a lesson there that Prabhupada wasn't interested in being flattered. And I felt very, because he was so humble, he obliged me to be humble. And I thought I shouldn't be in the same room with him. He's such an aristocrat. I'm just a homemade person on the street. There was a throw rug there. I thought I should go under the rug. So Prabhupada was teaching by example. He showed real humility, and then he made me feel humble. Not by force, but by example. Acharya teaches by example. Of course, sometimes he would use strong words, but that was never with malice. He always was our well-wisher. I knew that from the beginning. And therefore, when he chastised me, I didn't mind. I didn't mind in the sense that I took it as his mercy, that he could correct me and make me a better person, better devotee. And in that same period of time, maybe a month and a half later, just to show the other side, Prabhupada was giving a class in the evening, Bhagavad Gita, and at one point he said how the spiritual narrative was representative of Krishna. So I felt, suddenly when I really had Prabhupada speaking like that, I thought, this person is not an ordinary person, he's really representing Krishna, and he's just sitting a few feet from me. And I got that like a mystical experience. So I took rest that night, and the next morning I went to do my service to give massage. I said, Srila Prabhupada, I very much liked your class last night. And Srila Prabhupada said, oh, what part did you like? And I said, yes, Srila Prabhupada, the part that you said you were a representative of Krishna. So when I said that, not like the previous time, this time he accepted it fully. He took it fully, and then in his own way of time, He moved deliberately, he gave it back. How did he give it back? And you also can be representative of Krishna, he said. When you say Prabhupada said, or Krishna said, then you're also representing Krishna. For everyone, we want thousands of gurus who can represent what Krishna said. It doesn't require rocket science. Just study the few points of Bhagavad Gita and talk to your friends and become some kind of guru. And then we can influence the whole world. I was recently in the temple where there was like 800 brahmacharis.
Pune.
They were having a conference. I was really impressed. I was thinking probably very happy how the movement is developing here in India. So many boys and girls are coming. We never saw that. I was preaching in India in the 70s. It was hard. You know, like boys would say, well, you know, you're from America. You got money, but we're a poor nation. So first of all, let us become rich. Then we'll think about Krishna. It was hard to penetrate. They wanted to be like America. But now, people understand. Many people understand. Not everyone, of course. But many people understand that your culture is superior to anything coming from the West. What is America giving us? PepsiCo and Burger King. That's their culture. Our princess religion. Just like this previous president, what was his name, Obama, I really liked him. He was in favor of late-term abortion. That you could kill the child even up to the 8th month or something. They don't know the philosophy. Therefore, we don't trust them. From both sides, Americans, Russians also. What is Putin doing? He doesn't have a business going into the neighbor's country with tanks. For what? Russia doesn't have enough land already. They want another few acres here. No, it's all playing to the future. It's going to be famous. If you're playing to the fame, it means motivation. Without a doubt. And Bhagavad Gita clearly says motivation leads to misery. And you already see he's more miserable. Because it didn't work how he planned. This is a material world. Nobody can be successful here. Who is successful? Napoleon had to drink horse urine because the British captured him. Now, all these famous people, they're so powerful, but in a few days they're finished. But Lord Jesus, he's still famous because he was at least, like Prabhupada said about Lord Jesus, he's not the only son, but he was the only obedient son at the time. Therefore, he was special. He was an obedient son of God, and he gave the commandment. Love God with your whole heart, your whole soul, your whole mind, and your neighbor as yourself. That's a wonderful commandment. And even, we give credit to Muhammad. He did some reform. They're having sex with your mother. You don't know, you can't do that. So, like, he tried to bring people up to at least the standard of being human beings. Pray 5 times a day. We give respect. But they don't know the science. The science of Krishna, they all talk about love of Krishna, but how can you love God if you don't know anything about him? I asked my Muslim friend, well, what does God look like? What? God is not a person. What do you mean he's not a person? You say he's the compassionate one. Isn't compassion a personal quality? And then they get bewildered. They don't know even whether God is a person or not. He's not a human being. That's the point. We agree. But he's a person because a person has unique characteristics only found in him. Just like we were seeing the cows today. The cows are also persons. One cow is like that this way, acting, another cow is this way. They're individuals. This is our position. We're all individuals. The first instruction of Bhagavad Gita is that you, Krishna tells Arjuna, you and I and all these kings, we've always existed in the past as individuals. Now we're existing as individuals. In the future we'll also exist as individuals. This is a simple philosophy. No hodgepodge that you become me and I become you and everything is one. What is it? If everything is one, where does variety come from? What do they say? It's nonsense. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given perfect philosophy. The Chinta Veda Veda Tattva. Simultaneously one and different. Like the sun and the sunlight. The sun and the sunlight are the same. But they're also different. When you open the shade, the sun comes in your room, but not the sunlight. There's a difference. If the sun came in your room, you'd be burnt up in a second. So we have to make distinction. Three main categories. The Lord, the living entity, and the material energy. We belong to the second category, the living entity. And God is the Vishnu Tattva, the Jiva Tattva, and this is Maya Tattva, material energy. This is philosophy, theology. People don't know theology. The Christians don't know. They think there's some devil who's good. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said this concept of the devil is an imagination. There may be demoniac people, like Rangadesh and Guru, but there's no devil who can't be converted. Their theory is, or their story is, that the devil used to be an angel, but then he misused his position, so God made him a devil, cast him out. But my question is, okay, he misuses his independence and he became a demoniac. But what if he changes his opinion and once again come to the feet of the Lord? They can't accommodate that. They have to have a devil. Here's the devil. I've been on campus and people come to me with their finger in my face. You're from the devil! And they become fanatical. This devil concept. So Prabhupada used to stress in this point. Philosophy and religion both have to be there. Otherwise, religion can become sentimental or fanatical. So we need philosophy to explain the religion properly. Those people say, I don't want to be with religion. I see it produces these fanatic terrorists. Why should you be interested in religion? So we have to present it in the proper way. They'll know. So we're not fanatics. We're the most conscientious. We can give positive help in every sphere. Just like these boys here are doing, they're helping the neighbors how to store water and this way cultivate 2 or 3 times a year. So these kinds of practical things are wonderful. Okay, I'm running out of steam. If I talk too much, then I lose my voice. So I'm going to stop talking. And thank you all. I'll give it a key. To the Prabhupada key. If there's one question, thank you very much.